Imagine marching dozens of kilometers beneath a scorching sun, carrying nearly 30 kilos of weapons, a shield, and armor. And when night finally comes, there is no rest. Instead, it's time to dig, set up camp, and stay alert for combat. Such was the daily life of a Roman legionary. Yet no army can advance without energy. Long before drawing the sword, what came first was food. Eating was not only about restoring strength. It was part of discipline, survival, and strategy. At the very center of the Roman military diet stood one ingredient: wheat, or frumentum. This grain was the true foundation of the ration, making up as much as 75% of the provisions by weight. Each soldier received his share of raw grain and, with portable mills, had to grind and prepare it himself. From this came a thick porridge, flatbreads baked on stones, or a hard, long-lasting biscuit known as bussultum. Made simply from flour, water, and salt, it was baked twice until rock-hard. Many soldiers had to soak it in wine or water just to eat it. Yet its toughness gave it one huge advantage: durability. It could last for weeks, perfect for long campaigns far from supply. Barley, on the other hand, carried a very different meaning. Though edible, it was considered animal fodder. When a soldier was punished for misconduct or poor performance, his wheat ration was replaced with barley. This penalty, known as frumentatum, was not just about diet, it was humiliation. To be seen eating barley marked a soldier with disgrace. Grain was basic fuel, but the most desired food was meat, and that was no daily certainty. Unlike wheat, meat was not regularly distributed. Soldiers obtained it through their own initiative. During campaigns, supply lines from Rome were uncertain, so improvisation was key. One option was hunting. Deer, boar, hares, and rabbits were common prey. Hunting doubled as training, requiring focus, endurance, and teamwork, all vital in war. Failure meant not just frustration but hunger. Another source was livestock seized from conquered lands. Villages and towns surrendered oxen, goats, sheep, and especially pigs. Pigs were the favorite, easy to raise, abundant, and almost entirely usable. Their meat could be salted, smoked, or turned into sausages, bacon, and hams. Even the fat was reused for cooking. Nothing went to waste. But meat was more than food. It had symbolic meaning. Before great battles, rituals like the Suoveterilia sacrificed a pig, a sheep, and a bull to purify the army and call for victory. Afterwards, the soldiers shared the meat, binding them together before facing death. Yet Rome's legions could not live on grain and meat alone. To endure long campaigns, they relied on humbler but vital foods: legumes, lentils, peas, and beans gave plant protein, kept well, and were simple to cook: soups, stews, or mixed with wheat. Their versatility made them indispensable, especially for lower ranks. Vegetables also played their part. Excavations of camps show remains of leek, cabbage, onion, turnip, and garlic, all hardy, portable, and even cultivable near camp. They provided vitamins, fiber, and protection against digestive illness, a serious threat on the march. Fruits, meanwhile, were rare luxuries, usually dried figs, dates, or raisins, either bought from merchants or gathered on campaign. They were small but powerful morale boosters. Polybius tells of King Philip V distributing dried figs in a food crisis, a modest gift that restored hope among his troops. Another overlooked but crucial staple was cheese. Light, nutritious, and durable, it was perfect for soldiers. Eaten at any time, with no cooking needed, it gave protein and calcium. Cow, goat, and sheep milk all served. In some camps, tools for pressing and making cheese have been found, proving soldiers sometimes produced their own when time allowed. Cheese symbolized self-sufficiency, and inseparable from cheese was drink. In the Roman army, drinking was as critical as eating. Hydration was survival. Each man carried a container, whether leather skin or metal flask. Camps were always placed near water, rivers, wells, or springs dug by hand. Yet water was not always safe. To avoid disease, Romans turned to posca, water mixed with sour wine vinegar, sometimes flavored with herbs or honey. Though despised by Rome's elite, posca was the soldier's drink. It disinfected, refreshed, preserved, and even supplied antioxidants and vitamin C. In many ways, It was the ancient isotonic beverage. But two resources stood above all for survival: salt and olive oil. Salt was not just seasoning but strategy. It preserved meat and fish, ensuring supplies could last. Without it, no legion could march. Its value was so great that salary itself may come from salarian, a salt allowance for soldiers. Olive oil was the army's all-purpose tool for cooking, seasoning, preserving, treating wounds, protecting skin, even hygiene. Always carried an amphory marked with origin and contents. Olive oil was as present in the camp as swords and shields. Behind all this was organization. Entire groups of soldiers handled logistics, not swords, ensuring water, food, and basic survival. Their unseen work kept the army alive. The Roman diet was not luxurious, nor richly varied, but in its simplicity lay its strength. Every food, every method of preservation, every ritual had a clear purpose: survival, efficiency, and discipline. This discipline of diet was one of Rome's true weapons.